Now let us learn about the rules of overriding. What are the rules for overriding? The first rule is that method signature must be same. Method signature must be same. Okay. The second rule is return type must be compatible. Must be compatible. We will learn. We are going to see about these terms. What does these mean? And third, what is third? The method cannot be less accessible. Cannot be less accessible. Okay. So this is the rule for overriding. That is, method signature must be same, return type must be compatible, and method cannot be less accessible. Now let us understand about these terms in detail. What is method signature? What is method signature? So see here, simply see here what is method signature. As in case of animal, here we had our animal class, and tiger class extends this, and we have eat, sleep, and walk method. Okay. So for each method we have, suppose, public void each, and here we have CISO, system.out.println, simply I eat grass. For animal, suppose we have eat grass. Okay, this is for the eat method of the animal class. This is the, suppose this eat method is like that, and while overriding we redefined our eat method like this. What we did, we write the same method. That is, while method overriding, method signature must be same. So what is method signature? Method signature is this. What is method signature? Method signature is only the method and its arguments. Here you can say parameters. Method and its parameters. What are its parameters? Okay. So suppose here we have int a, int b. Okay, it is not relevant to the int method, but for now suppose we have parameters int a and int b. Okay, so how should our each method, overridden each method should look like? It should exactly have the same method signature. This return type is not included in the method signature. Just keep in mind that method signature is only the name of the method and its parameter. What is method signature? The name of the method plus parameters. Okay, return type does not belong to method signature, so we will talk about it later. First of all, this method signature should be same. That is e int a int b. Okay, so we are overriding this method. So first of all, what we should keep in mind? We should keep in mind that method signatures must be same. That is, the method name and the number of arguments must be same. Here we have 2 arguments, so we will have 2 arguments. If we have 3 arguments, we must have 3 arguments. Okay, the number, if it does not contain any argument, then it must not contain any argument while riding. Okay. Now the second rule says return type must be compatible. What does this mean, compatible? This compatible means that this return type, if it is void, it should be void. Should be, not must be. It should be void. Okay. But for primitive, suppose primitive is void. Okay. If it is int, it should be int. If it is string, then we have to think, that is, if this is the return type of the method will not be primitive, that is, it is some reference. Okay, some reference, like it is of string type or it is animal type. Okay, so what we have to keep in mind, we have to think of the compatible, that is, return type must be compatible. So what does this compatible mean? This means that we can replace the return type here with the subclass. We can replace this reference type here. Suppose we have animal reference. This eat method has return type as animal reference. Then what we can write? Either we should write animal as it is, animal. It is okay. It is okay. It is compatible. It is okay. But we can also write animal subclass, any subclass. Here we have tiger, so we can also write it, that is, replace it with, it's a subclass. We can write any subclass of animal. We can replace animal with any subclass. Then the rule number 3, method cannot be less accessible. What does this mean, less accessible? So to understand that, what is this? That is public. Keep in mind about the public. What is public? That is access modifiers. We have to go through the access modifiers. These are termed as access modifiers. Access modifiers. So here we have public. Public means visible to all. Public means visible to all. After that we have protected. It is package specific, protected. Then we have default. That is, if we do not have anything, any keyword here, that is, if we not have public, private or protected, then it is simply, if we have animal if, then it is called as default. And then we have private. So this is the hierarchy for the access modifiers. Okay, we will learn about access modifiers in much detail with working examples. But for now, keep in mind that when a method is public, it is having highest accessing ability. That is, it can be accessed from anywhere. And then we have protected, then package default, and then private. Okay. So if here we have public in the parent class, if we have a method defined as public, this public in the class, then if this the overridden method must be public, that is, it could not be protected, since it is less available, less accessible, default or private. If a method is public, then it cannot be other than public. But think of it, if this method is protected, then what options we have? We can have this method as protected and public. Okay, if this method is private, we can make it more accessible. That is, it cannot be less accessible, it can be more accessible. That is, it can be protected, public, and also private. Okay, so I think you got the concept of these things regarding the rules of method overriding. Okay, so this was all about overriding, and thank you for being with me, guys. So friends, so I think I have cooked your head too much from the theory. So now let's go and understand the things in the code. So
So here you can see we have our tiger class, which is extending animal, and we have animal class, and inside it we have eat method, and its return type is animal, and its access modifier is public. You can see we have overridden method tiger eat. Let's follow our rules. Rule number 1, arguments must be same. So suppose I write int I and save it. Now in tiger it doesn't show any compilation error, but what does this mean? Here you can see in the driver class animal dot eat, and it is showing error that the method eat and int means it is having a parameter size 1 in the type animal is not applicable for the argument 0. So let me tell you that this is not overriding. Actually this eat method and the eat method above it, that is in the tiger class, both are different methods. It is not overriding. So we saw that we have to remove it for proper overriding, that is method signature must be same here. Now let's go to rule number 2, return types must be compatible. So here we have animal, and what we know about return type as compatible, that is they have either the same type or it's a subclass. So let's have here animal, the same. So here you can see with the same we are not having any compilation here error, and we are not seeing any red color here, red color error. Okay, so if return type is animal, then in the overridden method it is animal is good. Now let's replace it with its subclass, and you can see there is no any error. But what happens when we replace this animal in the overridden method with its parent class, that is object? So it should give error. So you can see it is giving error, that is it is incompatible. Okay, so it should be either animal or it's a subclass, any of its subclass. Now rule number 3, access modifiers. Suppose here we are having private method. Okay, if this eat method is private, then here we can only have either public or protected. You can see no error, or private, that is all options. And also default, we can remove any access modifier, then it becomes automatically default, that is it is working for all. Now let's make it public and see what happens. If it is public and the overridden method is private, then what happens? Here it is default, make it private, then what happens? It shows error, cannot reduce the visibility of the inherited method from the animal, that is it cannot be less accessible. Okay, so I think you got the concept here. Now let's see the order. What is the order? Public, protected, default and private. This order, let's check about this order. Suppose we have our method as public and we make it as private, so it is not allowing. Okay, now if it is default, then also it's not allowing. If it is protected, then also it is not allowing. Okay, so public is the most accessible method. Now let's make it as protected, that is protected in the parent class, and let's see what happens here. If we make it public, the overridden method public, then what happens? It works, that is it is okay. If it is protected, it will be okay. But what if it does not have any access modifier, that is default access? Then it shows error, that is protected is more accessible than default. And also if we have here private, then we can see that it is also again having the same error. So we can confirm that private is more accessible than default and private. Now let's confirm for the default and private. So for confirming this, we have to remove any modifier and make it default, okay, in the parent class, and in the child here it could be either default, which is okay, but if we make it private, it should show some error. So you can see it is showing the error. Sorry, it's private, not private. It's private, it's showing error. So we confirm the order is correct. Okay, this was all, friends. If you have any doubt, then let me know in the comment section, and if you want some other reviews regarding overriding, then let me know.